Mr. Nolan was supposed to save cinema, save the movie theaters. At least that's what we were hoping. That's what he was hoping when he dug his heels in and said, no, I will not release Tenet on a streaming service. It's meant to be seen on the biggest screen possible with the best sound possible. My ears are still ringing, by the way. But yeah, that was the hope. I think he wasn't going to achieve this alone. Maybe there needed to be some kind of team up with other various filmmakers that could film something in such a scope. Your Denis Villeneuve, your Zack Snyder's, maybe even throw in like an Edgar Wright. He wanted to save theaters. Your Michael Bay's, I don't know. Your Scorsese's, maybe, I don't know. Maybe there should have been a team up, and that's who's going to save the movie theaters because it's not looking good. What's happening, film friends? Dave the Film Junkie here. All right, let's talk about a box office, kinda. Man, I miss doing my Sunday morning box offices, I swear to God, because it's like, it's kind of nice. You wake up, hey, let's talk about the top 5 domestic earners, and then, of course, the international numbers, which are greatly important. But let's talk about the box office that in regards to Tenet, basically. Now, basically, when it came to Tenet and the theater run, we only got about, I guess I've read 70% of the theaters are open in the United States. And the big markets, of course, being New York and Los Angeles, it's very scarce. Like I said, I had to drive down to San Diego. Just to go see Tenet. So I don't know when they're going to be opening. And there's Los Angeles County, and then you got Riverside, San Bernardino. I'm in Riverside. So yeah, so they're still not open over here. So I'm wondering when that's going to be the case. But yeah, about 70%, I guess. And they're open limitedly too, by the way. It's not even like full opening. And that's what I was going to talk about right now. So let's talk about where it's at right now during a pandemic. And it just makes you wonder where it would be if it wasn't for the pandemic. So over the past weekend, made $6.7 million of the weekend. Wow. That was like 66.8% drop right there. Not good, of course, not. And then, of course, New Mutants right behind it. But let's go ahead and click, of course, the what it's made so far. So worldwide, it's made $207 million. Now, not too bad, but of course, with the budget and everything that's involved with this, I read somewhere that it has to basically get $500 million to break even. I didn't really crunch those numbers, so forgive me if that's not accurate, but it sounds a little accurate. The budget was like 250, I think. So of course you got to do like times 2.5, and I'm not even going to do that math right now. Not on a Sunday. But I came across an article that it was very interesting, and sadly, it's from IndieWire. Yes, guys, it's from IndieWire. I hate IndieWire. A lot of their woke, opinionated articles are shit, absolute shit. They have a bunch of fucking pussy farts that run for them, and they are absolutely probably enjoying the fact that Christopher Nolan is basically, his movie was being like the test subject of how we're going to be able to achieve a Wonder Woman release or anything else that's going to be released. And the fact that it's not saving cinema, but they broke it down actually pretty good. So the time that I'm actually okay with IndieWire, it's not when they do their stupid opinions and everything, and they throw like their shade at filmmakers and certain things. But, when you have actually an article that has numbers and they're breaking down things, okay, then I'll listen. I'll actually read and listen. That's fine. So let's go ahead and bring this up right here. So here's the title of it right here. It says Tenet earns $6.7 million. Total box office is under $50 million. Theaters are in a world of hurt. Now, this is what I kind of wanted to talk about. And it breaks down everything. I'm not going to go over the entire article. It breaks down a lot of things. And obviously, it talks about the big markets, your Los Angeles, the top market, of course, being Los Angeles, Orange County, Irvine, all that stuff, which, of course, don't have their movie theaters open. But it does bring up a lot of points, too, where, when these theaters have to be open, they have to be open at the most limited they can be. And it's not, I almost, right now on my TV, guys, I'm watching the Cowboys and Rams game. Okay. This is the first game that is being played at the very new stadium that was built in LA that's going to accommodate both the Rams and the Chargers. $5 billion. Okay. $5 billion that was invested into this stadium, and there's nobody in the fucking stands. Okay. This stadium right now being operated now is literally swallowing money. Money is just going down the drain with this because obviously, what the fuck was that? Anyways, I'm just kind of, obviously they can't fill it up. They can't put it in there because, numbers are still high. It's enclosed. They're not going to do that. It's going to be one of the, but it's just kind of just shows you right here that you have these places that have to be operated. There's cost involved. And guess what? If people aren't coming out in droves, it's not going to pay the bills, man. So there's after all of this right here, let's see, where is that? There's a certain paragraph that kind of caught the eye right here when it comes to all the stuff. And like I said, if you want to like check it out, go for it, check it out. But man, I'm trying to find the I should have probably pinpointed it right now. But yeah, so here it goes right here. It says this leaves theaters in dire straits. This weekend, the average complex grossed under 5,000 before concessions. More than half of that goes to film rentals. They have staff and other operational costs to pay, as well as rent to landlords. Theaters have a stronger hand in negotiating rent if they're closed. Once open, they owe, and now they face weeks of operation at a significant loss. This is the problem that movie theaters are having right now. Okay. And I remember I've actually been talking about it with somebody who, is within the biz and stuff like that. And this is like the big problem right here. I mean, this really is the big problem right here, is the fact that when you only have like 2 movies that are essentially supposed to be blockbusters, not really pulling in everybody, because there's still people that just don't want to do it. They don't want to risk it. They don't want to risk it. It's sad but true. I mean, I'm one of those people that I'm like, if you open up a movie theater, I'm going to go see a movie. I'll wear my mask, which I did when I went to Tenet. I had my mask on. Of course, it's interesting because I had a drink. So of course I had a, and then, I don't know. It's just, it's a weird world we live in now, guys. I mean, it's the world we live in now. And what I really hate, though, I mean, with all this, yes, this sucks. It sucks for movie theaters. It sucks with everything that's happening right now. And I know there's things that are being worked out when it comes to streaming services. And I know Amazon, AMC, all the Universal, everybody's like doing like their negotiations to try to just like figure out something that's happening with this business right now. But what I really fucking hate is when like you got these fucking like these assholes that are rooting for failure. They're rooting for failure. And what's funny is they work within the industry. They write for articles. They write for articles about movies and everything like that. But yet they're rooting for like stuff like this to just, just to die. Like, haha, we told you. Haha. It's like, you fucking pussies. These guys right here, okay, you will not understand where Christopher Nolan is coming from. Yeah, you could like say it's all about his ego. It's ego. No, he filmed a movie in IMAX with IMAX cameras, okay, and he knew that it was meant to be seen with this experience, okay, so he didn't want to just throw it on a streaming service. He didn't want to do that. He knew, and you will never understand that. You will never understand making something this grandeur like this. I mean, the fact that we're in like the era of just like reboots, the era of comic book movies, you have Christopher Nolan going, I have an original movie. And guess what? Warner Brothers is like, oh, fucking A, how much you need? How much you need? Okay, like I said, like last year or whenever the hell it was announced, untitled Christopher Nolan movie, it was already printing tickets. It was already selling tickets. Okay, before we knew what it was about, just his sheer name on it just meant like, yes, we're going to go see this movie. Everybody's going to go see this movie. The excitement levels for this movie was crazy. Okay. It's hard to find that. Nowadays when it's not like going to be like a comic book movie or some kind of reboot or like a sequel or something like that. This is something that was completely original. And these guys will never understand that. That's why he wanted people to experience it like this. So I just hate that. The whole rooting for failure is just beyond me. I can't even understand that. But but it does suck because, when theaters do actually open, and I mean, I have a cousin who works in Vegas. He works for one of the casinos, head of security. And I remember when all this was happening, he says, like, you know, these casinos need to be at 30% capacity on a weekday. And they're not. They're at half of that, like 13, 14%. And that's not good. And it kind of makes you wonder what's going to happen with that whole thing. And so with these movie theaters trying to be open to like, hey, we have the big movie that's out there, but it's just totally just, you know, throwing money down the drain. It's just, it's crazy. It's insane. And it's I don't know. It's just kind of, it makes me worried that we're not going to have these experiences again, like going to movies and stuff like that. And now we're just going to have to be there. These filmmakers are going to have to be shooting like, okay, we can't shoot like these huge scaled movies because people are going to just be watching them. And that's why I said, why aren't VR companies trying to accommodate this and capitalize on, hey, you can put on our VR headset, everything, and you're just going to be like in an IMAX theater. You're going to have that experience. But I know there's all kinds of stuff that, you know, logistics when it comes to that stuff. Anyways, guys, I have talked way too much, but I'm just like, you know, for someone who loves going to movies and has always gone to the movies, and it was my weekly thing to go to the movies. It's just, it sucks when you see these numbers and you hear this stuff, you know. I mean, as much as like I'm okay with like watching movies from the comfort of my own home, cool. It's just not the same. It's not the fucking same. I want to sit somewhere and be with strangers that are coughing and babies crying so I can complain about it and be like, why the fuck are you bringing your infant into an R-rated movie, you fucking idiot? I want to be able to complain about that. I want sticky floors and weird lines in the bathroom. And I don't know. There's just something about that experience. I'm really selling it, aren't I? No, I'm just being a little facetious here, but you know, it just sucks. And when you see stuff like this, it just kind of makes you wonder, where is this going to be next year and 5 years from now? What's it going to all look like? Interesting. But like I said, you know, Nolan gave it a try. I mean, I think when they saw the numbers after that first weekend that it came out, that's why they were like, nope, Wonder Woman not coming out. So I guess we'll see what happens. And it's most likely not going to happen this year either. Anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts about it down below. Hit that like, thumbs up button if you'd be so kind. Subscribe to my channel. It's thefilmjunkie.com. I don't know why that's just naturally in my brain, because I haven't updated my site in forever, because just with the 2 channels and everything, I'm like, nope, not even doing that. But no, you can have, you know, follow me on the sock meds, do all that stuff. Patreon if you want to join the Film Junkie Patreon, and of course, shirts and stickers down below. All right.